The conversation ended 2 hours ago. Nothing new happened. But now you are furious. That does not automatically mean you missed something obvious. And it does not prove the other person fooled you. Sometimes the anger becomes clear only after the work of getting through the conversation is over. The useful question is not, why am I like this? It is, what exactly did I agree to while my attention was somewhere else? You were sitting in your car after getting an estimate for a repair at home. You went in with one question. Does the price include replacing the damaged drywall, or only fixing the leak behind it? At the kitchen table, the contractor moved quickly. There was a scheduling window, a deposit, and an unexpected project fee. You asked about the drywall. He answered with more logistics. Once we open the wall, we can see what we're dealing with. If you want next week, I need the deposit today. You did not want to hold everything up. You said, okay, that works. Now your hands are on the steering wheel, and the sentence you wanted arrives fully formed. The fee is still there. Your question is still unanswered. You are remembering his tone, the stack of papers, the way you nodded. Before the replay turns into an argument with someone who is no longer in the room, give it one job. Rewind 3 moments. Start where your question disappeared. You asked whether drywall replacement was included. The answer shifted to what might be inside the wall and how soon the job could start. Both details may matter. Neither tells you whether replacement and finishing are part of the quoted price. Write down that fact in ordinary language. The estimate doesn't say whether the drywall work is included. Now rewind to what else you were trying to manage. Maybe you wanted the leak handled before it spread. Maybe you were trying not to seem difficult. Maybe the deposit, the schedule, and the new fee arrived faster than you could sort them. Those are possibilities, not proof. You are looking for where your attention went, not inventing a motive for yourself or the contractor. Then find the answer that moved the decision. It was not the entire meeting. It was, okay, that works. What did that mean when you said it? The appointment window, the deposit, the full scope, even though the scope was still unclear? You open a note on your phone and put down what you can verify. You asked whether drywall replacement was included. You got an answer about opening the wall and scheduling. You agreed to a deposit and a project fee. The written estimate still does not define the drywall work. That note gives the anger something useful to inspect. It also separates what the estimate says from the story you are starting to build about what the contractor meant. You may later decide the estimate is too vague, too expensive, or completely acceptable. None of those decisions requires you to prove he was evasive on purpose. Research on recalled anger found that analytical rumination maintained anger in the study, while reappraisal reduced it. The study did not examine why anger arrives late, and it did not test this rewind. Its narrower lesson is enough. Repeatedly analyzing an anger memory can keep the anger active. So look at the decision that is still available. If the missing detail would not change your choice and the price is acceptable, you may decide to release it. An imperfect conversation does not always need another round. If the job is not scheduled, clarify before it is. A useful message is short. Before we schedule, please confirm whether drywall replacement and finishing are included in this estimate. If your okay approved more than you meant to approve, correct that part. I agreed to the appointment window, but I'm not approving additional work until I have the full scope in writing. The correction may feel awkward because you did say yes at the table. That does not require pretending you said nothing. Be accurate about both facts. You agreed in the moment, and one important term was not clear. If the deposit is non-refundable or the agreement limits changes, check the document before making promises about what can be reversed. Clarity is not a substitute for reading what you signed. You sit in the car for another minute with the message open. Part of you wants to add a paragraph about how the meeting felt rushed. Another part wants to demand an explanation for why your question was skipped. Neither addition helps him answer whether the drywall work is included. You save the short version instead of sending, while your anger is still choosing adjectives. Later that night, the scene comes back once more. This time you do not restart the whole conversation. You read the 4 facts, check the estimate, and see that the same question remains open. The replay has reached the part you can act on. Where does late anger usually find you? In the car, in the shower, or in bed? Put the location in the comments. The setting may be different, But the useful question is the same. What became clear after the pressure was gone? The next morning, you send. Before we schedule, please confirm whether drywall replacement and finishing are included in the quoted price. Then you close the note and start the car.